It has been quite a long time, guys. Hello. Hope you're all doing well. It's Alex here from On Street Garage. Today I'm doing what I told you I would do, and I'm going to give you an update on everything that's been going on. I haven't made my mind up yet, so you're either watching one fairly long video that's in depth, or I'll be breaking it up into a smaller thing so that I'm not just sitting here waffling and yapping on. So anyway, you can see we're sitting somewhere very different. I should probably address that before we start talking about the car. I have got my hands on a commercial unit. It's about 10 minutes from home. I decided it was time. This has been a dream of mine, by the way, since I was 22, 23, to sort of have my own space, have a commercial space like this. It's going to be super helpful for the business. It's going to make things a bit easier there and sort of save some time, which gives me more time to do this. And it also gives me a space to work on the cars out of the way. Couldn't keep just using other people's spaces. It didn't sit right with me. I thought I had to take care of it myself. So it feels like a new chapter. It feels like a new chapter for my business. It feels like a new chapter for On Street Garage. Obviously having some time off gave me lots of time to think about this channel and what I'm doing. And I don't want to get soppy or get into it too deep, but there were a lot of early starts in the dark in the middle of winter this year where I just went, I really, really miss it. And building is good and it's provided lots of good things for me, and I've built something good out of that, but my passion is the cars. I never stopped thinking about it. I couldn't wait to start making videos again. It's just getting that time. I want to obviously deliver something good enough that you guys aren't sitting there going, this is terrible, and changing it. So I know I haven't got microphones and things today. I just didn't want to wait any longer. I really wanted to get this video out, keep to my word and explain to you guys what's going on. Anyway, I've got the commercial unit. I'm in the process of moving in. I don't think I'll make any content on it. It's not really what this channel is about. So you'll see it transform, no doubt, over the next few months as we get it all set up. And that brings me to the most exciting part, is this guy here. I forgot that's glass, that's nice. The 105, the JDM 105, I've been calling it. So first of all, it's lost its place that said JDM 105 on it. I'm not going to go too far into that, but for what it costs to rent them from Service New South Wales, whatever you want to call them, I just couldn't justify it. They wanted me to buy the plates again because the car ran out of rego, blah, blah. It's criminal, no. So that's been scrapped. We're back on standard plates, which is probably good. It won't stand out as much on the street, get the wrong sort of attention. But it is registered, it's on the road. I took it for its first drive probably 4 or 5 days ago, just drove some local streets, drove it from home to here, took it to a car wash, gave it like a bit of a pressure wash, and everything went well. It didn't do anything weird, it didn't leak. And then 2 days ago, I drove it about half an hour, 40 minutes north. I went on the highway for a bit of a run. It needs a wheel alignment, sort of taking it down from that 4-inch lift back to 2 has made it a little bit wobbly, but it didn't overheat. No hoses blew off it, nothing fell off it. It did everything I wanted it to. Cruise control works, so I'm actually over the moon with this car. I got to a period there where I was feeling a little bit disheartened about it, sitting in the driveway, not progressing. I was getting a bit frustrated, wondering whether it was all worth it, but that first drive it changed everything. I think I've got some clips that I'll put in this video if I can find them. So yeah, it's registered. There was a few little niggly bits and pieces that I had to work through to get it going. I've written them down. The videos I've made up to this stage were a guide on how to build this. There's a couple of things I'm probably doubling up on that I was telling you guys would happen anyway, but there's just a few pain points, nothing major, but things that I had to do. So one of the ones that I knew had to come was the ABS light was on the dash. I had a few lights on the dash that we sorted out. So the ABS light was on. That was a very simple fix. Essentially 100 series has one ABS cable, 105 has one on each hub. So it was splicing those together into one to go back to the car. When that was done, it didn't actually clear the light, and I had a little moment where I started to go, oh shit, what do I have to do? I messaged the guy who I bought the petrol chassis off, and he was actually a great help. He reminded me, which he did tell me when I bought it, that it's an ABS car, but it didn't have the ABS CVs in the front. So the ABS CV just has an extra gear on it. We got that changed over, ABS light off, everything working beautifully. The other lights on the dash that I had was every single other light came on. Cruise control wouldn't work, horn wouldn't work, which led me to believe that clock spring was probably the most obvious thing that had gone wrong there. then I remembered that when we pulled this car apart for the swap, the shaft was disconnected off the steering wheel that we kept. It could spin freely, and I think it got turned a few too many times and it snapped the metallic or magnetic tape inside the clock spring. So we ordered a new one with the part number to make sure it was the right one. All the other lights turned off, cruise control works, horn works, we're happy days. So really stoked with that. So those were probably the main things. There were some little bits and pieces. The rear number plate didn't have a light, so we had to put a small light and bracket on there. There was a few miscellaneous coolant leaks. We sort of moved a few hoses, replaced a couple. There were some that I think they just needed to be warmed up. Once it got driven a couple of times, they've all been resolved now, so we're good on that. And I think that was really the main stuff. I make it all sound really simple now, but there was a few in the moment where it was just, I was ready to lose the plot, but we made it, we're here. So yeah, it's all driving. I'm very happy with it. I'm sort of rethinking what I am going to use it as. I'm not sure that hardcore four-wheel drive is where we're headed with it. There is stuff that I'll talk about in a future episode fairly soon about what we're going to do in the new year, the new direction. This, the more I thought about it and sat down and started thinking, has a really long way to go. So I think what I'm going to do, there's a few obvious things. ECU or piggyback, whatever you want to call it, that's sort of the next big ticket item. I think I'm going to do another one of my informative style episodes where I sit in the office and talk through what I believe my options are and give you my opinions on them, what the pros and cons are of each one. Once we've done that and figured it out, we'll sort of go ahead and buy something, get it installed, and I'll walk you through that and what it looks like. Once the ECU's in, there's a few limiting things I know we need to sort out. The airbox in this is not going to keep up. I would like to put a snorkel on it just so it's getting cooler air in from outside the car, and also so we can use it off-road and not have to worry about that. There are main things. There's still a few little bits, wiring bits and pieces. I'd like to set up 12 volt in the back. I need to figure out how I'm going to do my fridge. We've got drawers in there. The lockers aren't hooked up yet, but I've got something there I want to do. I still haven't fully figured out if it's doable, but I think it would be the best way to integrate that into this car. I don't want this car, I'm going to stick to this not being a shortcuts car, no shortcuts. So I think we'll talk about that in a future episode. I'm going to do a full walk around on it in a future episode as well. But today is really just about catching you guys up. I was going to talk about my regrets with this car, but I think that's for another day. I do really want to keep this short and sweet. I don't know if you guys like the longer form stuff. I don't want to sit here and yap for too long. I need to figure out the structure of how I do all this stuff. I have so many things with these cars I want to talk about and get out of my head, whether I need to do a podcast or just break some smaller episodes up and do lots of little tech things. I think that might be the way I go. I don't know if there's going to be any more videos this year. This will probably be the only one. I'm going to really put my head down and try and get a bunch together that we can start pushing out in the new year. I want to, I guess, direction to the channel is how I'll wrap this up. I've loved every second of doing this. Like I said at the start, my time off really made me realize how much I miss it. But I think I came in there with the mindset at the start of, I'm going to make videos as a hobby and it's just going to be fun in my spare time. But the reality is it is time consuming, it is money consuming. So if I'm going to do it, it's still going to be my hobby, but I need to take it a little bit more seriously and be more consistent with how I do things. When I say seriously, I don't want to sit here and pretend to be something I'm not in front of the camera. I'm very much being myself. I want to keep it like that, but just be a bit more disciplined and have a bit more time in and try and make it generate a little bit of money so that it's much easier to justify, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll sort of figure out the direction as we go. I have lots of ideas for what I'd like to do in the new year. There's a possibility, because I don't want this to be a hardcore off-roader, I think it's too nice. I want it to be it's going to be a bit of a weekend warrior car. So it'll be set up that you can tour in it very comfortably. It'll still be a hard off-roader. It's still going to go off-roading. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think I want it to be something that gets beaten up on tracks. And it's like where I'm going to learn how to get better at technical stuff. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be something we can camp out of. You can dail it if you want to. Most of the camping stuff will live in it. And we'll go do our trips in it and do that sort of thing. Maybe tow the boat to some remote spots, do a bit of fishing. But if I'm going to do that, I would really love to get into like a budget four-wheel drive. So that's something that ultimately I'll pick what I want, but I would love some input from you guys on the sort of car you'd like to see. I don't think I want to go generic, just get an 80 series where lots of stuff interchanges and build something out of that. I've seen it done too many times before. And it's not really different enough to this. I started a bit of controversy on a friend's podcast that I spoke on a few months ago. where I said that I think in some ways patrols are better than Land Cruisers.
Nissan Patrols, they're probably a better car. Like, I probably shouldn't say that. The Land Cruiser engines are superior to anything the Nissans do, and the comfort, the interior finish is way better, but then a Patrol is stronger in the driveline, diffs, gearboxes. Like, they're better in other places, but they're uncomfortable, and their fit and finish inside isn't as good.
And it's not to say that I think they're a better car overall, but there's aspects of them I think is better. But again, it's hard for me to form an opinion because I've literally never owned a Patrol. Saying that, I'd have no issues owning one. There's a part of me that's I've always loved the look of a GQ. I would even go a GU potentially and build it. But if I'm going to build something, it's going to be budget. It's going to be something a bit more realistic because this is getting out of the realms of reality. It's taken a lot of my savings, a lot of time that if you tried to pay someone to do a lot of what I've done, you'd be spending crazy amounts of money. I think we're getting close to 50 grand into this car now. I'll do an updated budget on it too. But I would love to do something really budget. So let me know what you guys would like to see. I either go down the path of something like a GQ, like a small four-wheel drive, like an Oz Sierra or something. Even something obscure. I've seen like Holden Adventurers coming up cheap. I don't know what the potential is there, but let me know in the comments. Do I go Patrol? It's not something that's going to happen in the immediate future, but it's something that I would like to do this year, have something budget to go against the big Tourer. So yeah, look, I'm super excited for this year coming. Everything's falling into place. I've got plenty of work ahead of me in here. Oh, the Ram. The Ram I will do its own episode on as well. So I actually sold the Ram. I'm going to have to do a video on issues and things to look out for. I've been asked to do a buyer's guide and there's some stuff in there that it had to go. It's being replaced and it is another four-wheel drive. So we'll do a little bit on that as well. That it's sort of a different world to this. It's a different world to the budget thing. But yeah, I think there's some interesting things there. It'll make for good content. Anyway, let me know what you guys want to see. I do this for the audience. So if you guys tell me what you want to see, I can tailor things to suit it. It's good to see you all. It's good to catch up. It's almost Christmas time, so I hope you guys all enjoy your holidays, have some time off. I know I'm going to be spending some time with my loved ones. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I can't wait for a fresh start. On Street's going to be a beast next year, you guys. Just wait and see what we got in store. Thanks. Have a good one.